Welcome back to Glamour Unfiltered, hosted by me, Josh Smith. And today we're joined by three angelic queens, the stars of Charlie's Angels.
Hello!
I love this film. Charlie's Angels, you are high-kicking higher than Sporty Spice in this, and who would know that was possible?
Sporty Spice.
You're bringing that spice. But one of the things I love about it is you are dominating in a male world, and this is what we need in our lives right now. And I love that line in the opening scene where they say to you, Kristen, just because a woman can doesn't mean they should. And that really grinded my gears, because I was thinking about the everyday sexism we still face in our society. What kind of sexism have you faced in your lives, and how do you shut it down when you're approached by it?
Gosh, I think women have to realize and embrace that communication is hard and something that is very unique to the female experience. My favorite thing about getting older is actually realizing how to come across, and I feel like, I've accepted how tricky of a scenario that can be compared to how I've seen men assert themselves and communicate even on a set. So I wish I kind of didn't have to do that, but at the same time, I don't know. There's a certain delivery that I've kind of grown into being able to do, because I'm like, but if I was a guy, I would never have to do that. So that type of sexism on a set, like women, watching Liz try and talk to her crew and see very clearly that there were times where it was like, people aren't really listening right now. Say it one more time. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, and she's somebody who I think is very good at that. But even that, like, it's something that we all have to deal with. Yeah, exactly. I'm lucky though. I've never had anything like weird happen, or else I would be talking about it.
You would.
Yes.
What's amazing is that people often don't really question confidence. I feel like it's almost the more you commit to your own passion and the confidence and have confidence in yourself to make that decision, it's almost like it will make it easier for you to stand by a choice that you've made in yourself because you believe in it.
100%. And to that, it's almost like talking about it is totally necessary, but at the same time doing is better,
so
because then it there's always going to be pushback for, there are people that feel threatened by this because it's like, that's not my experience, you know what I mean? It's like hard to understand. It also makes sense because even in the very brief, you're 23 years old, I'm 29. We live in such an insanely accelerated growth period that even that, the fact that my answer is like,
It's really changed in the last 10 years, because when we were growing up, we weren't talking about this kind of thing.
No.
Well, even the small gaps feel larger, I think. That's what it is. Even me and Ella, there's certain things that, we always joke around about how she shows me how to do things on the social media stuff and technology.
On the
stuff.
social media.
Wow.
Oh, same.
She's worse.
I'm really bad. No, I am technologically inept. I'm always like, what is?
Yeah.
I'm like, I hold my phone.
A story.
Yeah, a story. Yes.
Because can you remember a time you specifically asserted yourselves and it made you feel more empowered?
Yes, absolutely. I remember one time I got put in the middle of a pool. This was Power Rangers, and they were kind of just and they didn't put any platform, and it was really, and they put weights on me. I don't know what they were expecting. I think they were just trying to kill me.
Yeah, literally.
It sounds like it, literally. And I remember, I was like, no. I was like, guys, God, I was like, I had to. And you sometimes have to be.
Water.
This was like a near-death experience.
You didn't let them kill you?
I didn't. I'm
Good.
still here.
Good.
She's a
She's
a strong, empowered woman. She did not let them
She's there for
drown
her own life, literally.
First thing that people love to do, and to be honest, I've worked with one female first assistant director, and ours is great, but it's just the sort of train of it all, especially manned by people that are men. It is a little bit
You're like
man. You know what I mean?
I typically tend to be
men.
men.
So sometimes it's a little bit it's just an awful feeling being the annoying girl who's being cautious, no, yo.
Because also one of the things about these characters which I love is they're not overly sexualized either. But they used to be very sexualized characters, these kind of characters. And it's kind of so amazing to see you guys so liberated by that, because you're allowed to check out a girl in the gym and that's absolutely fine in one scene. How liberating was that for you guys in that terms of sexual liberation?
It was honestly refreshing not to have to peddle a love story, because even sometimes those are embedded in so irrelevantly embedded into things that you're okay, of course there's the scene with the guy, okay, great. and and while also totally like unabashedly dressing like sexy and using like kind of using femininity as like a bit of a weapon at times, but also something that we were like totally allowed to like bask in a little bit, but not because we were performing it. It wasn't for other people. It was just ours.
Slightly if it was overly like that. I feel.
But I also think that like everyone's really sexy in the movie too.
Yeah.
Like I watch it, I'm like,
sexy.
damn. Yeah, exactly. It's just that we don't have to like give it to you.
Because also, picking up on that point, you guys are such strong role models for like having a strong body image as well. Because you're very in control of your bodies in this. It's strong, it's powerful, it's not about being thin, it's about being strong. How's your relationship with your own body image changed throughout your lives?
That's a really good question.
Yeah.
It's kind of impossible to be in this world, to be on social media, to be our age and not like get those moments. So I couldn't sit here and be like, I love every part of me, every bit of
All
cellulite.
the time. Every time I ever look at them, I'm pretty much stoked with what I'm looking at.
But I think, like anything, it's like kind of training your brain a little bit in terms of what you spend your thought life thinking about.
Yeah.
So
because our brains have been trained to like critically assess ourselves in a way that is disproportionately, it's just, girls are crazy. We're all going like, oh, what's wrong? Like it's
and also having the space to, so whilst you're taking up time thinking about that, you then have less space to think about other things, and I think that's something for me that I have to train my brain, that when we all get the thoughts, right? And then I think it's what you choose to do with them. If you kind of go, you know what, like, let me just switch that up. And then you chip away at it, and then you get to a point where it's not something that you don't ever think, you just don't spend that time on it, you know, and therefore it doesn't fester and become and outwork itself in other ways.
Because it's also about body strength, but it's also about mental strength as well, these characters. How have you worked on your own mental strength as people?
But especially with me, like I am a massive overthinker, like huge. Like I like to think of options A through Z, knowing that A is only gonna happen. But I will.
You need to work through it.
I will
really
just
does process things
I don't know whether I
systematically.
enjoy it or if it's just because it happened. But like now it's like I know that I do that at least. So I can know that whilst I'm thinking about B through Z, I can just go, I don't actually need these, but I'm enjoying the process of thinking about it anyway, and turning and shifting that instead of being like, like I need to worry about B through Z. So that's kind of my journey.
There's
personally.
so many people probably watching going, yeah, I totally get that, like, do you know what I mean? And then there'll be other people going, wait, the alphabet? I don't understand. Like, that's what's so great about it, is that but that's what's so, I love it. It's fantastic.
And I think good point as well that you're saying there is it's important to talk about it. Because talking helps, right? And that's what we're showing here today. Body image, tick. Mental health, tick. Sexuality, tick. We're chatting, we're making it happen.
I know.
Girls, thank you so much for getting your Oprah on today.
Thank you, yes.
So fab.
Yeah,
Thank you, guys.